November 13th is going to be a day to remember for the UFO community, as it has been confirmed, sort of, that there will be another UFO congressional hearing taking place where UFO whistleblowers, undisclosed UFO whistleblowers by the way, will be afforded the opportunity to come forward in front of Congress to testify about what they know about the topic. Now, there's been an absolute stir about this, as there have been a lot of attempts to try and cancel this whole thing and all the rest of it. But ultimately, from what I've heard, people are not going to be named regarding this UFO disclosure, because the people in Congress don't want people to be intimidated out of testifying in front of Congress. So if they name names, obviously the government are going to know who's going to be involved. They can then approach those people and be like, you better not do this or else we'll do X, Y, and Z, and they don't want that. So they've chosen to not disclose who's going to be taking part in the testifying, but it seems that doesn't really make much of a difference, as Jeremy Corbell has released a little interview where he's basically stated, he told NBC News about current attempts to stop first-hand UFO whistleblowers from testifying on congressional hearings on November 13th. The world is going to learn things they didn't know before. And this does come in response to this, which says, wow, the second half of this UFO interview on NBC News is wild, and I suspect important. Big props to the courageously informed Gaddy NBC. Gaddy is fiercely reported on the UAP story and UFO hearings and whistleblowers since day one. I can tell you firsthand, Gaddy's been an uncompromising voice and for truth in unraveling the UAP puzzle in American public, bringing honesty to an arena where it's far too rare, a rarity that is truly painful for me to have to reveal, but I'm gonna. So this is an exciting moment in my personal mission of discovery associated with UAP, and also the truth that an American journalist on this journey alongside the legendary George Knapp for over a decade and counting. It's clear, come hell or high water, because Rep. Nancy Mace told you so on November 13th, 2024, at the congressional UFO hearing, and then goes on to link it. But this is what Jeremy Corbell went on to say. So this is hella interesting. Let's have a look.
This hearing, what kind of testimony could we see there?
Right. So we are in a crisis right now of journalism in America. And there are a lot of attempts right now to stop witnesses, firsthand whistleblowers to UAP, from testifying. Now, we also have people fighting to allow for that. So the world, one way or the highway, is going to catch up really soon about UAP. George Knapp, my mentor in journalism, and I have been giving briefings on the Hill as recently as today, watching this unfold, just like everybody else at home. I will tell you this. This is the message, and it's already been said by Representative Nancy Mace. Come hell or high water, the hearing is on. Nothing can stop it now. Nothing can. And truth and significant transparency regarding UAP is unstoppable.
I mean, that's one hell of a sentence, isn't it? To basically put it out there that nothing can stop this. This is going to happen whether you like it or not. You can try and stop it. You can do X, Y, and Z to try and stop it. It's not going to stop it. It's just going to keep going and going and going. So I'm very excited to see what's going to come of this.
So what the American and global public does with that, that's up to them.
Jeremy, if I can, I want to play a bit of what the Pentagon said about those drones flying over Langley, the situation over Langley, if you don't mind. Take a look.
The number of those UAS incursions did fluctuate on any given day. But they didn't appear to exhibit any hostile intent. It's something that we, have kept our eye on.
So when you hear didn't appear to indicate hostile intent, what goes through your mind?
Right. So, Gotti, I think for your audience, I could sit here and I could answer your questions but I think their questions will be answered soon enough with these hearings, the 13th of November, because they're going to happen. And I'd just like to say to your audience, as a journalist in America, I fear no thing real or fictitious, and I embrace the truth, no matter how challenging that is for people to process. So look, man, UFOs, UAP, there are incursions on sensitive military installations. In fact, I've reported with George Knapp and you, Gotti, a lot about that. But that is a small, tiny piece of opaque glass in a larger mosaic of what UAP represent or could represent to the American and global public. I do have one message that I want to leave you with today, Gotti, and this is for every whistleblower, every American patriot who has come to me as an American journalist and who has put trust in me and George Knapp. It's actually from a song by a guy called Livingston. I just learned this song. Here's what it conveys. Do not fear the truth. Fear is just your own shadow on the floor. And don't forget it. So listen, Gotti, we're going to have a different conversation after and on November 13th, because we are having congressional hearings on UFOs, and the world is going to learn things they didn't know before. And I do hope that you have solid individuals sitting there in that chair. And I think with Representative Nancy Mace at the helm, people that are heroes for this in the UAP caucus are going to make sure of it.
Fingers crossed. November 13th. Maybe we'll get some straight answers then. Jeremy Corbell, thanks so much for taking the time with us today.
Oh my goodness, that was powerful, wasn't it? To hear that. I mean, obviously, the whole idea is that UFO whistleblowers right now are being intimidated off, and that's the fear. We don't want that, because if they do, we've got no one to testify. And there's been a lot of opportunities and moments where November 13th UFO congressional hearing may not have taken place. It's been reported very closely that, you know, this could become something like a big problem, essentially, where, you know, this congressional hearing might not even take place. But Jeremy Corbell right there has just said, this is taking place, regardless of whether you you like it or not. These UFO whistleblowers have come forward. They will be testifying. They will be talking about this topic, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. With Nancy Mace at the helm, she's going to make sure that this takes place, and she's going to make sure that every nook and cranny is explored. Very, very exciting stuff. I look forward to November 13th to see what comes of this UFO hearing. What do you guys think about this, though? Obviously, it's absolutely insane. It's a very exciting time to find, because, you know, Jeremy Corbell's promised that we're going to find out something. So to know what that something is, I'm incredibly excited about it. What do you guys think, though? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll spook you later.